Oh shit, this meeting is being motherfucking live streamed. I motherfucking got it.
We're live. Should we clap it in?
Just an episode of all clapping.
All claps. That's what this one's called. All
we
claps.
we clap out the hits.
Josh, how is it going?
Oh shit. Fuck. I'm
What'd
so
you
sorry.
do?
I
No.
don't know if my fucking headphones triggered a thing. Are you okay? Everything's fine. Tressa, how the fuck are you?
Dope.
What's up, everybody? It's on fire tonight with Josh and Tressa. We are your smoldering pirate hosts.
What? That's my favorite.
Right? That's who we
Love
are.
it.
We're the smoldering pirates.
That's right. Don't you forget it.
Fuck yeah.
Get Josh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
we just watched episode 3.
Yeah, big time. All right. Okay. Big time disclaimer, everybody. We are talking about The Peripheral, season 1, episode 3. Everything we're going to talk about is everything that happens in that episode and whatever the fuck else we talk about. So if you don't want this episode spoiled, go watch it. Now you've watched it and you have returned.
What did
Well,
you think, you guys? Was it
welcome
great?
back. Yeah, fill us in. Why don't you just tell us?
Yeah, we'll listen to you.
You know, we do a lot of talking most of the time.
I mean, it's mostly you, but I like it that way.
I think you should talk more. I
No, I
think,
should. You're right. You know
well,
what's awesome is
hold
me
on. I'm
talking.
sorry.
What?
You're interrupting me.
You son of a bitch. So anyone that's tuning in to watch the show, I'm so sorry I did not change the title. This is just a conversation. Let's get into it.
Fuck.
We start off with a flashback, Josh.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
yeah. What?
So, episode title: Haptic Drift.
Oh shit.
Yeah. 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 All right. Start us off. What is this flashback?
This flashback is some years ago, maybe 10, 15, maybe 20. I don't know how old people are.
They said 2015, so it's
Oh, that's a lot longer than I expected it to be. But
yeah.
it's Corbell, and he owns some sort of dealership. And his stupid idiot nephew Jasper is working. He's watering the cement or something. Who knows? Some bikers come up, and they're like, "What's up?" Whole bunch of bikers. And Corbell's like, check out this awesome car. It's almost like a tank. It's got all these really cool features. And they're like, dope. Then what happens, Josh?
They are mad at him. Well, not mad. They're questioning what is going on with him because he apparently has found some kind of religion. He's planning to put up crosses instead of his dealership signs. And they're like, what the hell? We need you to like supply us with these awesome like militarized cars. And he's like, don't worry, dudes. I got you.
It's all a front. He
Well,
doesn't say
no,
that, but it is.
he says, I promise you a lifetime guarantee. And as soon as he says that, you know that their lifetime is about to come to a close.
Whoops.
So yeah, he promises to work on their vehicles forever for free for the rest of their lives.
That's so generous.
So they pop into their cars and the doors lock behind them and the cars won't start. And young Jasper, who's like a teenager, is like, what's going on? And Corbell explains how hot it gets inside a vehicle slowly.
I believe it's 140 degrees is what he said. Is
That's
that
what
hot
he
enough?
said. It seems like it would take a really long time for like
hours and hours for you to cook at 140 something.
I'm just saying, like, these are
Yeah.
jacked up biker dudes. They probably like ride at 140 degrees like all day long.
Yeah. With leather on all the time.
Right. So that's just a lesson. Everybody stay hydrated.
Yeah. Good advice, Josh.
Yeah, good advice for all of us. So
Mhm.
so Jasper, the nephew, is forced to watch this traumatic event while his uncle Corbell bullies the shit out of him. He's like, spray them with water. They look thirsty. Then you can remind them like of the water that they cannot drink.
Oh, Jasper, you stupid idiot.
And Corbell talks about like how you're never going to get ahead in life if you can't just be fucking cruel for the pure animal joy of it.
That's a
And
good life
then,
lesson. Yeah.
yeah, and then like he dumps out some nails and says he's going to get some hammers. And I think we can put two and two together what those crosses are really all about. I mean, we find out later, but
Do we? I mean, I
yeah,
assume he
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah.
making
Okay. So
tents
what happens
for his survival.
shortly thereafter is we see in the future a look into the past about Corbell when he, in future London in 2099, they look back on this
Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right.
drug dealing dude, and we see that he has crucified a whole gang of bikers to send a message to everyone. Don't
How,
fuck around.
but how did he get away with that? Is my question. Like,
I mean,
what?
that's some Roman era shit. Like
Right. Well, obviously.
you put everybody on the road on crucifixes. Anybody that rolls into town is going to be like, you know what? This is somebody else's problem. Definitely not mine.
Okay, but it's 2015. If you were to murder 6 people and then display their corpses, and then that was on the news, how are you not in prison for the rest of your life, regardless of how bad those people were?
You know, the criminal justice system is an imperfect one.
Fair. Credits. um,
All right. Yeah. So we get credits, and then boom, we're in present day Blue Ridge Mountains, and we see Corbell's naked butt as he swims in his very nice pool.
that's right. We get butts.
And
And
then
it's
he pees in the pool.
we don't actually see that as far as we know, but he does.
Yeah. His young wife says, "Are you peeing?" Like right after she dipped her toes in. And he's like, "It's my pool."
He's got a point.
Yeah. So then she games out all of like the possible options about the money that came from the like hacker or whoever it was in that Havana sim.
Yeah, she's
And
got plans. None of them
yeah,
are good.
she's the real strategist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he's in control of anything because she's the only one with a brain.
I tell you
She
what, Josh, behind every powerful man is a super awesome lady.
well, it just seems like if she was the brains of the operation to begin with, she could have just picked a way better, more competent dude.
No, no, okay, yeah, sure. But Corbell already owned the town. He was like the head of everything by the time that she married him or got with him. Who else
Okay,
was
so
she gonna? Was she gonna go to the big city and find a powerful that? No. What? No.
a city boy? I don't think
Ugh.
so.
He probably drinks wine and wears aftershave. Gross.
Yeah, Hank Williams Jr. sang "A country boy will survive, not a city boy will survive."
That's correct.
That's Bocephus.
What a name, huh?
Yeah, apparently named after a popular like ventriloquist dummy from the time.
I had
So
no
when he was a
idea.
baby, Hank Williams the first was like, he looks like that stupid dummy. And the name stuck.
I did not know where he got that. That's delightful. You stupid idiot. You look like a stupid dummy.
So okay, so here's the thing. She games out all the strategy that, like, you know, it could be this, it could be that, we could do this, we could do that. Um, we could take the money and do nothing, but what if they are people of means and it's not a setup? Then they might be mad about that. He's like, well, what else can we do? Well, now we learn that that nephew, that idiot Jasper, is married to Billy Ann, Flynn's best friend. So we'll
How
use
did
them to
that even
find out what the
happen?
fuck is up with the Fishers and
That's right.
why someone wants to pay to get them murdered. And now here's the thing, that scene ends with Corbell being like, well, if we do that, doesn't that make me look weak? And she's like, does a lion look weak as it pounces, like as it crouches before it pounces?
Mm, see the brains.
Right. But my real point is, have
Yes.
you ever met an adult who was so worried about people thinking that they looked weak? Like, he slammed that dude's face into glass last time,
All right.
and now he's
Josh.
worried that, like, his wife's advice is going to make him look weak. Like, literally, a middle schooler is
Mhm.
worried that they look weak.
Yes, and that's who we are talking about. He has the mentality. He's also going to be super homophobic and be like, "I'm not gay. This guy is not someone we would know or hang out with. He's not like a cool dude. He's an idiot. He's
But he runs like a $1 trillion drug
right,
operation.
right." And he sells, and he's the king of the idiots. Like they're all going to be like that. They're all going to be like, I don't want to deal with weak people. That's what he has to deal with.
Uh, but I mean, he literally crucified an entire gang of bikers like
Because how
10
tough is that, dude?
10 seconds ago. That's as tough as it fucking comes.
It wasn't 10 seconds ago in the show, maybe,
In the
but
show, I'm just saying, like, this guy's rep has been made. He made his bones many times over.
I agree with you. But he is a weak minded man.
I guess so. I guess so. Well, yeah. All right. So then what happens?
I think it's weird that that confuses you.
Well, okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess.
I think it's nice because you have more faith in people than I do. Anyway, so now we go to Flynn, and it's a good thing. Like, lucky for Corbell, Flynn's telling Mary Ann or Billy Ann freaking everything. And Billy Ann's like, you believe that though? Because that's kind of insane. She's like, oh yeah, it's fucking real, dude.
Yeah. So, like, they're just sitting in front of some weird projection of what the drones see projected over water, which is kind of reminiscent of
Pirate
that pirate
ships.
ship thing in the future. So maybe that could tell us something about what that was, or not. I don't know. Um, and one of the things Flynn says is, I don't know anything for sure, but there are a lot less people in the future,
Right.
like
That's
a
right.
lot less.
Yeah. She doesn't really go into it because she can't.
She doesn't know.
But it's I mean, really, like the very idea of it, knowing that something really fucked up is gonna happen, but knowing nothing else about it. Terrifying.
Yeah, there's going to be something terrible, and it's unavoidable,
Yep.
right? I mean,
Yep.
that's like Ragnarok,
Yeah.
in
No
Norse
one could stop that
mythology.
movie being made. It was there.
I mean, in Norse mythology,
Oh, what?
the
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
gods and men will one day fight uh the frost giants, and they will lose, but they must fight.
Hmm.
It's the battle
Like
that they know is coming, and they cannot win. And that's the
just
end of the
like
world.
The Christian rapture, where all the bad people have to stay. Oh, that's what it is. It's the rapture. All the Christians go to heaven and their clothes stay here, and then everyone else has to stay here like a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, I love that in popular rapture mythology, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just there's a pile of clothes
It's my
because
favorite
because the
part.
saintly people just like blipped out.
Yeah, that's why I keep an outfit on the seat of my driver's seat every day in my car, just so people think so.
Well, then they think your car is up for grabs. And since obviously the saintly people have been raptured, it's just us scumbags that are left over. So if I don't steal this car, someone else is gonna.
They know it's bullshit because I would never be raptured. So now we're at the 3D printing place, and guess what, Josh?
The dude
Fucking
squad has bought it.
what?
They're gearing up with a bunch of weapons.
Uh-huh. And Flynn doesn't quite get it. She's like, "You made those guys my boss? You idiot. I bought it. They are not your boss.
No,
What are you
you own
talking
the
about?"
place. They're quote unquote in charge of nothing. And we notice that Flynn's hand is stiff.
Oh, yeah. Forgot
So
about that.
she's got some sort of
Damn.
residual something from having gone into the peripheral and had her hand peeled off. Right?
Yeah, like, yeah, I was wondering if that was what it was or if it was just a haptic, I don't know, brain thing. Anyway,
It could be.
I
Yeah, it
mean,
could be.
I don't know because I'm not familiar with the technology.
Right. Well, it is theoretical technology.
Right, exactly. Connor shows up.
Yeah, he's sober.
He's sober and he's like, "Hey, I got this note. I guess someone's offering me a job or something."
Like my memory of the note is like a children's drawing of like a woman with huge tits. Is that not what the note was? It's
No.
like a stick figure with gigantic boobs.
No, I believe it was two flags. What are you talking about? Two party hats with letters on them? I don't know.
Connor's like, I found this. I jacked off and then I got over here as quick as possible.
So hot, you guys. How hot is this drawing?
The stick figure is the most fucking beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Oh.
So he and Burton trade fun disabled jokes for like 25 minutes.
Yes. It was truly fantastic.
Yeah, that's to show how super duper comfortable they are.
They love each other. It's
Yeah.
sweet. So Burton and Flynn are driving back to the house, I guess.
Yeah, her
And
hand is still messed up.
Burton wants to know about it. She won't tell him. And she tells him that she told Billy Ann about everything. And he's pissed
He flips
because
out.
what the fuck? Her husband is
Corbell.
Corbell's nephew. There's no way it's not going to get back to him.
Yeah, why don't you just go whisper it in Corbell's ear?
In his naked butt. I don't.
Yeah, his naked butt swimming around, peeing in the pool.
Good times.
Hey, Corbell, I drew this picture for you. Let's be friends. And he'd be like, cool, we're friends for life.
I love pointy titties. Let's do this. We go to London future and Wilf and Lev are unboxing Flynn.
Unboxing video. Hey guys, check out my haul. Just got back from the mall. Look what I got. It's a peripheral. God.
It's got a brand new outfit and everything. It doesn't. It's the same outfit.
The American Girl doll. Circa 2032, Blue Ridge Mountains.
What? I heard there's lots of new details coming out on this one, so I'm really excited to see what we've gotten here.
So we get a tiny bit of backstory that Lev and his family are klepts. and oligarchs, and that they treated Wilf as one of their own. Well, almost, whatever the fuck that means.
Right, right, right.
So does klept mean they're kleptocrats as well as oligarchs?
What's a kleptocrat?
I believe that is well, I mean, someone else can look it up, but I believe that that is like rule by the worst possible people. Is that what a
Cool, cool, cool. I
kleptocracy
have
is?
no
Wait, I'm gonna look it
idea.
up. I think
All
that's what
right.
that means.
Everybody stand
Kleptocracy
by.
definition. A
Mhm.
government characterized by rampant greed and corruption. A corrupt and dishonest government characterized by greed. Yes.
Well
Ha.
done. Well done, Josh.
All right. So
So
you're
Flynn,
welcome, mom and dad. Made you proud.
oh, okay.
Okay. And then we also learned that Wilf did something that he's never told about. That like he never told Alita or anyone else. And Lev is like, the truth will set you free. But we don't know what he's talking about. We don't get what that is.
Yeah, I like looked away for a second and then they had this whole conversation and I had no idea what was going on. So I just kind of skipped over it. Sorry.
Well, it's fine. It's just like it's teasing us with backstory without,
Yeah.
it's like
I didn't know if they actually explained it and I missed it. So I was just like,
they didn't. It's I mean, okay, so here's why I love that, because that feels to me like real dialogue and
yeah,
not
yeah.
like let me
Yes,
be totally expository about your backstory and explain it
absolutely.
all.
Absolutely. Because yes, yes, if it wasn't a backstory, if it was written poorly, it would be like, hey, you remember that time when I was 4 years old and I did that thing that was so terrible and I didn't tell anyone else about that's what I did. And here it is in great detail. Yes, I agree. Anyway,
So right at that moment, Flynn logs into the body. She blips into the peripheral, and we find out a little bit about Marielle, whose eyeball got taken away. She had worked at the research institute, and then they ask Flynn about Corbell and explain that he's a threat to her and her family because, like, we've been picking up more uh, chatter on his IP address
right.
having to do with you. And she's like, all right, well, I gotta split and take care of that.
I got a dip.
Yeah.
And then we get a flashback of Wolf when he's 8 years old. I guess he and Alita, that was Alita, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, they were at an orphanage and a couple come in and like are gross and checking their teeth out to make sure they're
Yeah,
okay.
literally looking these children in the open your mouth, let's see your teeth.
They're not horses.
Which apparently is poor form to do that for horses also.
Tacky.
Well, you don't look a gift horse in there, but I suppose,
Oh,
yeah, no, I mean,
is
I
that what that means? I had no idea. I'm totally serious.
yeah, so I guess if you're buying and selling horses, you should definitely check out their teeth. If someone gives you a horse, it's just fucking rude to be like, it's like kicking the tires of a free car.
I mean, tires.
Also, my next big move in life is going to be breeding horses and selling them for
Josh, if you ever give me one, I'm going to look at its teeth so hard.
I'm just going to stare at its teeth all day, all night.
Send you videos of me looking at that teeth. I don't even give a fuck, Josh. I'm looking at those teeth.
So okay, so those adults that are like at the orphanage inspecting them,
Yeah, yeah,
they talk about how they've been called upon for the Reformation and it's their duty.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So the Reformation, obviously some bad shit happened and they're trying to put society back together.
Right.
And that's, we don't know what happened. We still
The jackpot.
yeah, it gets referred to later on in the episode as the jackpot.
What a fucked up name. And I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people call the pandemic the panini,
Yeah. It's
but
not
the
edible.
jackpot is, I can get with that.
Hell yeah. They
So
they want Alita solely. And she's like, fuck you. I'm not going anywhere without this guy, Wolfgang. And they're like,
yeah,
okay, cool. But we're
they're
gonna
like
rename you.
Wolfgang. That's a fucked up name.
What are you,
And
German?
yeah, what are you, German and North African?
Oh my god, you totally nailed it.
Um, which is like I don't know how orphanages work, but I
In the
think
future. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know how future orphanages work.
You know the ones right now you're very familiar with, though. I know.
Like, do they go down your ethnic background? And
I mean, I don't know.
I guess people are obsessed with like their DNA and 23andMe stuff now, so probably. Yeah, sure.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
she's like, I'm not leaving without him. And they're like, oh, these two were like found together
That's right, on the streets.
on the streets where the streets have no name.
Ew, nah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, listen,
Yeah.
listen, I just want the cease and desist letter.
You know what? I'm gonna send you one. So, future London, Wilf is sitting outside a car in a giant.
Wait. Hold
What?
it. Hold it.
What I miss? What I miss?
The 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 adoptive parents are like, hey, Wolfgang, how would you feel if we called you something a little bit more British, like Wilfred?
He's
And
like,
he's like, I guess I could be Wilfred. And
Ellie's
Alita
like,
is
you
clearly
fucking
disappointed
son
with
of a
that
bitch.
answer.
Like, it's a, yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
show a little backbone, dude.
I mean, who gives a shit?
Right? I think
Right.
I think so too.
Especially, okay, I can't say from that objective, but I personally, if I was living in an orphanage and the only way I was definitely getting out with someone I trusted was to change my name, uh,
From wolf to wilf, okay,
absolutely,
not
yeah,
a problem.
not, yeah, let's do this. Let
You
me
know
sign
what?
whatever you need.
Yeah, like I could go with a number of different name
I
possibilities.
could
Like
go with
let's
numbers, 4 names. Just change it. I don't care. Now we go to 2099 or whatever the fuck, London or
yeah,
England. Wilf
wolf. I'm sorry, wilf.
Wilf is sitting in a car outside of this gigantic estate.
Boom. It's a big old
It's
place.
I don't understand those places.
So yeah, it's like some terrific manor house. He's walking around and there's like columns and sculptures and it's
Fancy shit.
yeah, but I mean it's more like this is a fucking museum, not a person's home.
Right. That's why it sucks and I would hate it. I mean,
Also, I just want to make a side note. I'm pretty sure that this show, which has a large British cast, deals a lot with like different British accents, like to indicate class.
yeah.
This is something that British people should know from me and all of the United States.
We don't get it, you idiots.
Every single one of you sounds like a fucking chimney sweep. As far as I'm concerned, Dick Van Dyke and the Queen of England are the same fucking person.
Exactly the same.
Like, are you like an old like Cockney skinhead? Are you like serving tea on a mega yacht? You're the
Sounds
exact
the
same
same to
person.
me.
Don't give a shit. I have no respect for you whatsoever.
Your culture is stupid.
Did you know this is okay? So like you might think that American schools are not that great. And you might think British people with their fancy accents, they must all be very smart.
Obviously, yeah.
Did you know that 40% is a passing grade in British schools?
What?
Yeah, the fucking veil has been lifted.
Oh
Are you
my
fucking
God.
kidding me? That changes everything.
You guys are actual idiots.
Yeah, like, okay, so like we make a lot of jokes about how everyone on that island is inbred because it's true. Um, but
Man,
like
Josh hates the British. Keep
you
going.
really, really do. I really do. I mean, it should be pointed out that I am partially of British extraction,
Mhm.
but that doesn't change the fact that England is America's oldest enemy. And
Oh,
a
it's
war against the tyranny of the royals burns in my heart.
it's a generational trauma thing, is what you're telling us.
Well, I guess technically, like none of my family lived here then. Um, fuck.
You could have just played along.
No, waves of Jews didn't show up here until like late 1800s
Mm,
for the most
mm-hmm,
part.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
including this great grandson of a cobbler. Anyway,
I don't care for you to use that kind of language on this show.
you're like pie or die.
So Willie is at this estate and he hears singing and it's a robot servant lady and he's like, "Oh, Alita's here, dope." But it's just a robot that I guess is supposed to look like Alita, but I don't see it at all.
Right. Also, like, I understand that this is like made by the same people that made Westworld
Mhm,
and presumably like the same graphics team as
mhm.
well. But guys, like mix it up a little bit. Like those, you could
Guys,
use like a different style sheet or something.
guys, hexagons. How about hexagons instead of triangles?
or
Guys,
or whatever. I don't know.
guys, lines,
Also, like
lines. Yeah.
there's like swarms of bees in Westworld, I think
Oh,
also.
really?
I think so, if I
Good.
remember correctly.
Of course there is.
Anyway, this
Anyway,
this show's a lot of fun. So I don't know. I don't know if the people who make it are all British and hate us now. They'll never hear this. What am I worried about?
I don't know.
They won't even understand it. Their schooling told them that 40% was passing. So they won't understand the insults.
Yeah, because they don't understand our awesome accents we have. So
They understand that Americans all have guns.
that's right. So you can shut the fuck up, Britain.
Might makes right. Written.
So Wilf is he goes and finds his adoptive mom and they're chatting and
Yeah, he's like, "Hi, mom." Like really, really putting some relish on that one.
yeah. Because they're British.
Right. I'm sorry. He probably said mum, and I heard it as
Thank
mom.
you. Thank you.
Queen mum.
That's right. And she's like, "All right, just ask me about Alita because that's why you're here, and that's why I only see you ever is because you want to ask about her." And he's like, "Okay, when'd you see her last?"
Oh, wait. Quick little blip. You didn't show up to your father's funeral.
Right? Yeah. Blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. So anyway, back to Alita.
Yeah, I also couldn't follow that because they were talking about feelings. So then she's like, when was she last here or when did I last see her? Because there's two different things. I
Right.
saw
This is where British people try to show you that there's like a difference between like
Mhm.
anything and anything. They
Semantics.
semantics and pedantry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You know what I fucking meant when I asked you the stupid question, you dumb bitch.
Thank you. That
Ugh.
goes for anything I say before you open your fucking mouth. Bitch.
Ugh. So anyway, she saw her in St. James, apparently.
About a month ago.
Why is it like pulling teeth? Which, by the way, do you want to see my teeth again? Why don't they always greet each other by looking at each other's teeth? That would be a nice way. It's like, oh, that's our thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she asked where Alita was staying, and she answered with a riddle: where snow last fell in London.
That's right.
And neither Wilf nor his mum know what that means.
Nope, they're stumped.
And then they also, again, his mom references the peculiarities of his origin. What's so special about him being, oh, you know what it is?
What?
Because of I'm just guessing here that like there's been some extinction level thing. And so having diverse peoples to repopulate the world with is an important part of it. So like the fact that he has like German and North African heritage makes him valuable.
Exotic.
And you would think, well, not just exotic, but like necessary for like the grand scheme of things.
Right. For not inbreeding.
Right.
Again, Britain.
Way to go, Britain. Seriously, look around. If your face occupies less than 1/3 of your head, it's a bad sign. Do you know about Cheddar Man? So they found like a mummified early human in the town of Cheddar.
Okay.
This is like 20, maybe 30 years ago. And like a teacher took his class to go see it, and they were doing like, oh, you can test. Like they had like early DNA testing to see if like anyone was like a relation of this early human who's like hundreds of thousands of years old.
Yeah.
The teacher from that class was a direct descendant.
I did hear about that because I was like, what you guys?
Go for a walk. Seriously. Get out. Get the fuck out. Are you kidding me?
That is sad. You guys. What? You guys, you colonized the entire planet and you still have fucking ancestors next door? You guys.
Like, that's gross.
That's disgusting. Honestly.
There's no fucking way.
Imagine
all the people
that you're related to for the past thousands of years and they're directly underneath you. Disgusting.
Like, there's no way that your parents weren't already related and their parents weren't already related.
Absolutely.
Etc. forever.
Absolutely. They're not shipping in brides. Come on. You guys are disgusting.
Yeah. Gross.
So now we go back to Flynn and Burton talking about, hey, how poor Belle. He's got to know everything. And if he doesn't, either way, they got to get rid of him. But Flynn's like, don't be an idiot. Don't kill him because, I don't know, laws or whatever.
Right. And Flynn makes Burton promise to discuss with her before making any moves. And he's like, I promise. In a way that both Flynn and the audience understands is not true.
Exactly. Which I love because I'm so sick of any character in anything being like, I promise you have my word, and then just keeping that promise, because bullshit. Come on. You
I
guys.
mean, you know, there I one one has to assume that like sometimes your word means something.
Sure. Sure. But when the stakes are high and you're just promising to make someone feel better about it, but there's no way you can make that promise, just make the promise and lie. It's fine.
Okay. Well, that's indeed what Burton does.
Now we're back in the future in London, and
Yeah, Flynn logs
and
back in.
Will.
She wakes up in a car with Wilf.
They're going to retrace their Mr. Isis steps the night that that stuff went down.
Yeah, what happened to Marielle? Well, it's like, you know, like maybe we can figure that out and that'll lead us to Alita.
That's right.
So they get out of the car to like split up on foot, and Wilf explains how they can be like linked, and it's just super easy apparently. Like they have a cyber mental link, even though she's in a peripheral. So it's not her,
no,
but it's the like robot body that her consciousness inhabits.
Yeah, it's wild. And they do it by playing the world's smallest violin.
Totally. Those are the little finger gestures. And as soon as they're connected, she feels his hangover and has to recalibrate.
Yeah, that's brutal.
So we get to see a little bit of that same haptic technology that like we saw in the Dude Squad.
That's right. And she's like, wait, what do I feel like? And he's like, unicorns and rainbows. Fuck you, dude. Fucking British people, am I right? Ugh.
Yeah, like British people.
I'm saying.
They have no game.
I know, right?
Figure it out, dude. Figure it the fuck out. If you had to score better than a 40, you would have figured it out.
That's why there's no inventions coming out of England, because they all got 40s. They just
Which, by the way, like they might as well just be drinking 40s.
And you know they are. That's what they call a pint in England.
No, what? They're on the metric system. They don't know about ounces. They're like this many milliliters.
I stand by my statement.
Yeah, so why? What is the deal with warm beer? Why?
Dude.
Like, they're just the most disgusting people in the world. Have you seen the food that they eat?
Yeah, right? It's like, So Burton goes.
Didn't they colonize the entire planet in order to get spice?
Right, and they don't use any of it.
Fucking, what the fuck? This is just a commodity? Like, do you understand the value of this thing at all?
Why did they need it so bad?
I guess these other people really love cooking with it, so.
Stupid idiots. So now Burton goes to Jimmy's to threaten.
Yeah, Jimmy's, aka the drunken gentleman.
That's right.
Which is a very honky-tonk bar, but instead of a Confederate flag, it's a giant American flag on the wall. So you don't think that there's anything racist going on in this incredibly hee-haw community.
That's right. Because it's the future.
It's the future. Right? Yeah, they're post-racial.
Can you imagine? So Burton's like, all right, I got a carrot and a stick. Which one you want? Which is a great line.
Yeah. I mean, sort of like if you really want to like not get on somebody's good side. Okay, like the one fact that we know about Corbell is he's terrified of people thinking he'll look weak.
Yeah. But
So
does Burton knows that.
Burton, maybe, I don't know. But whether or not he knows that, he unfortunately plays it really fucking dumb. Hey, I'm gonna threaten you into taking my money.
Okay, but damn it.
So we get a little bit of backstory on Burton and what it means to have been haptically recruited.
Yeah, we learned that after we learn what the carrot is. The carrot is $200,000 a week if you leave us the fuck alone.
Which is a lot of fucking money to pay
Yeah.
indefinitely.
Mm-hmm. It's a
Or
lot
or
of,
maybe it's not. I don't know. This is the future
yeah, who
where
knows? Who knows?
medicine is expensive and life is cheap.
That's right. Yeah, but he goes into detail about, he goes and he tells him about how after the war, he was at some bar, he blacked out and he woke up above some guy that he had almost beaten to death. He never met this guy, but his sergeant had, and he hated
Had
the
been
guy.
jumped by him when he was 16 years old.
Yeah, that's how fucked up haptics are.
Right. So haptics make you sort of it's like the Borg.
Yes, it is. Thank you, Josh.
Right.
You're all one.
Right. So he says, I'm all the men I served with. Which is just like, this is a recruitment poster for the
Future
military.
Wars.
Yeah, it's like, well, I mean, it's also like a grim warning, but it's meant to glorify it.
Yeah, like every single war movie. Yep.
Yeah, and Corbell's like, I made this town a nice place again. Like, people don't remember how bad it used to be. So, I feel completely safe here. And then he puts his glass down and a sniper shoots it, exploding shards of glass everywhere, but not touching anybody, thankfully, because
Right.
it's just to make a point.
Right. And Burton's like, that's my fucking stick, bitch.
200 a week sound good. Corbell fucking hates looking weak. This was so fucking dumb.
I mean, he's got snipers. He's fine. Maybe.
He's got his own snipers, you're saying?
Burton does.
Right. Right. I mean, I guess that'll work for the next 5 minutes.
Right. That's what I'm saying. And haptics.
Right. So the point is, if you come after me, anything happens to me, everyone I ever served with will come after you.
That's right.
Which seems like a thing that if that were the case, everyone would know this by now.
Know what?
I mean, okay, so these guys were in the Marines together because we hear Semper Fi. And like, do you know what Semper means? Do you know what Fidelis means? Like, let's break that down. So they have a real long, in-depth Latin lesson.
Yeah, that was great.
So
because they didn't pass with 40%. That's why.
If you got 40s in America, you're going to be doing this grade over again. That's failure, my friend. That, what that means? That like people that score 50 are considered doing pretty well. that's what that means. Mm-hmm. So any whoosies. What I'm trying to say is, if all vets in this day and age have that haptic stuff going on with them, wouldn't it be wider like knowledge and understood that they were sort of like a group organism?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, probably.
Or maybe not, because people don't want to deal with veterans affairs today, so why would they in the future?
Yeah, it could be either way. Yeah.
So anyway, before that scene ends, Tommy, aka the cop, aka
the seventh grade crush. He's picking up some like nachos or some loaded
Yeah,
tots or something.
getting takeout because all cops in this town do is get food and observe the
Mhm.
invisible.
And get run over by cars.
Yeah.
And
So he
he's
takes notice of the exchange, and that's
yeah.
it. They
Yeah,
just
well, because he sees Burton and Corbell shaking hands. They were shaking hands for a long time. And Tommy was watching that handshake the entire time. It was cute.
so now we're in London.
Mhm.
Old London town, old Blighty.
Your favorite place. And we see Charisse and Daniel
Jack the
talking.
Ripper went for kippers.
And Charisse is like, dude, you're taking too much time. It's one chick. Why can't you just murder her?
Right, Charisse, the queen bee, bzz,
Mm-hmm.
bzz, is not happy with Daniel the killer. Like, why the fuck are things taking so long?
Right, right. And they talk about Grace because apparently Grace, who I think we met before, right?
Did we meet her
I
before?
don't know. I feel like I've seen her, but I don't remember. Anyway, they're like, Grace, this bitch,
Grace
she
Hogart, very British
oh
name.
yes. She lived with Alita for a year in uni or whatever bullshit they were calling school.
They went to school together for a year.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, we need to know what she knows about Alita. Get on
Yeah.
it.
But also, they're concerned, like, Charisse is like, there's a clept feel to where her money comes from. So she suspects some clept, which we suspect is short for kleptocrats. And
Right. Which we learned earlier is what, Josh?
it's ruled by the corrupt and greedy.
Thank you.
Right. So that's just like a social class in London.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. At all times. I think they all are because they're all fucking British. Uh, she threatens him. She's like, kill this bitch or else whatever. I can kill you. Let me show you my disintegration skills, and does some weird platform thing.
Yeah, she demonstrates her power by making the earth disappear and then walking over it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they're walking on like a uh an outdoor bridge on like 100-story building or something.
yeah, yeah.
And she makes like the ground underneath them disappear. And he's like, ah.
He was totally like that. Um
So then, okay, so we're still in London. Flynn is walking around and talking to Wilf, although they are not next to each other, they're separate. She
That's right.
asks him about her future and the future in general, and he is evasive.
That's correct.
And she's like, oh wait, I think Alita called me a polt or something. What does that mean? And he's like, oh, that's short for poltergeist. That's what we call people that come from the stub.
I hate all these words. They're
Yeah,
gross.
there's a lot of jargon. That's fine. I mean, I'm
I
fine
don't
with
mind
it.
jargon. I don't like the words that they use. I think they're gross. Stub,
I
pult.
mean, I listen, I have not read the William Gibson book that this comes from, but I assume this is straight from that.
Absolutely. That doesn't make it right.
That's not no. So then we get
She starts being followed by a RoboCop.
exactly, but the British version of a RoboCop, which
Yeah,
has
so it's
no guns or
boring.
anything. It's just a Bobby, a constable.
That's
Like,
right.
do I have to take this seriously? Like I wouldn't in my own time.
And she's like, "Yo, Will, if this guy is following me, am I breaking any laws? Should I be worried?" And he's
So
like, "Hold up, I'll meet you around the corner."
right, he quickly talks to Ash, who's the technical,
Mm-hmm.
and finds out that the peripheral has some like unregistered mods
Mm-hmm.
about it, and he didn't know that. and now they're about to like run into trouble, and she's like, well, see what you can do, like don't get caught. She's going to work on it by like trying to hack stuff. So he intercepts Flynn and the constable, and then does some quick double talk to appeal to the robot's emotions by professing his love to Flynn and kissing her, which basically is like the way to completely short circuit a robo constable
Uh-huh.
or Tressa.
That is correct.
So what happened? I'll just explain it because I
Please
assume that
do.
Tressa's brain was just going,
Uh-huh.
whatever, dude. Oh, whatever, whatever, whatever.
Thank you.
Um, so yeah, so Wilf tells a slightly long-winded improvised story about how this is his girlfriend, sort of, that he's got a crush on, that's like zooming in from Canada, and she's got like 10 registered passes. And but this peripheral that she's in, she's mad at me because it's like it's not a rental, it's a custom job made to look like my old girlfriend.
Speed it up, Josh.
Right, that's what I was thinking as Wolf was talking. So then they kiss.
Not just me.
Yeah, no, it's true. It was like, whoa.
Go.
Anyway, the point is, he had to like sort of spin his wheels in front of the cop while Ash was hacking the mainframe or whatever.
Okay.
And then like Ash does her hackery, and Flynn is allowed to leave, and Wolf gets a stern talking to and told to register
That's right.
whatever the thing next time, and it's fine.
And then Ash sends Flynn back right then, right?
Right. She blips out right at the right moment.
Yeah. Then we go to Charisse on a rooftop garden, messing with some bees. That's right. And Grace walks up and she's like, yo, what's up? And she's like, hey, let's go have a cup of tea in this crazy shelter gazebo thing that I have. And they're talking about, hey, don't you know Alita? Weren't you friends with that lady Alita? And she's like, oh yeah, we were roommates and stuff. Oh, cool. Do you ever tell her anything about this place? I mean, and that's when grains and legumes came up. What was
finally
it like? Who was that? Alita that was in grains and legumes, and then
yes, Alita was in biodiversity, specifically grains and legumes. So Grace, so here's the thing, in that conversation with Grace, we learned that there have been, just in the past few years, 2 extinction events with these bees that she's been tending.
Yes,
like Grace is tending the bees, right? Like, yeah, she's a beekeeper.
So. I the way I assumed it was like a beekeeper that also does like some weird DNA shit so they don't go away again, or they can keep making them.
But she's also, we learn, bringing back data from the stub.
Oh.
So like she's really juggling a few jobs here, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Because like I understand that like in our time, being a beekeeper is not like a full-time, all-day type of job.
No, it's a fun hobby.
But in the future, like bees barely exist, and they're like the thin end of the wedge, as they would say in Britannia, between us and the end of times. So this lady is like doing something, like trying to get data from back in time.
Charisse is like,
or whatever.
Charisse is like, so you know what they say, I forget who says it.
It was a phrase in Paraguay, which was a country that existed before the jackpot.
That's right.
Apparently Grace is a super competent scientist who's never heard of Paraguay.
Gross, why would you? And so Charisse was like, you know, they say Paraguay before you tell a secret, you better dig a grave. She's like, what does that mean? Maybe it's for the person you're going to tell a secret to. Maybe it's for you. Anyway, that tea you've been drinking has stuff that'll turn your pheromones digesting enzymes junk that make hornets crazy. So all these hornets gathering are going to kill you now.
It's a swarm, which I swear, like, they did something. Maybe it was, it's flies. It's not bees. They had flies in Westworld. Wait a minute. Weren't there like fly drone type things in X-Files too?
Probably.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Anyway,
so yeah,
Grace is like, I have 2 children, and she's like, exactly. That's the way. Right then.
Yeah, good line.
As she opens the door and the hornets go berserk. They attack. Charisse smiles and leaves. So, I mean, say what you will about her, she enjoys her work.
She does. Not a lot of people can say that, but she's happy in her work.
All right, so we're back in the Blue Ridge Mountains and it's night.
Jasper and Billy Ann pull up to their house, and
yeah, we finally see the happy couple together.
Blah blah blah.
All right, so what happened was Jasper's got to drop something by his uncle's place.
See, that's what I was going to do, but I figured you were going to be like, oh, there's other stuff that happened before that. Go ahead.
Tressa, why don't you tell us?
I don't know. Billy Ann's like, blah, blah, blah. What's in the bag? And he's like, I don't know. And so she pulls up the bag that Jasper has to drop off at Corbell's. And she opens it up and it's filled with money that he got from the 3D printing shop. And he's like, She's like, all right, well, figure out what this is about. Don't take any of it. See you later.
Yeah, she's like, are there drugs in this bag? And he's like, no, because my uncle knows how you feel about that. Apparently Jasper is like a complete non-entity. But
yeah. But also Corbell doesn't give a shit what she thinks. But
yeah, Corbell doesn't give a shit what she thinks or anyone else.
No.
Like, whatever. It's weird to me that she would think that he would be delivering drugs to a factory of drugs.
Good point. Because that's where he goes. He goes to basically a giant drug lab factory.
Right. It's massive. Like, this is like Johnson & Johnson and Novartis and AstraZeneca and like,
but in a
GlaxoSmithKline, it's all of them combined. That's how big this fucking drug factory is.
Right. But in a drug factory that looks like it had not been rehabbed since 1946.
Yeah, it was just a machine shop in its previous existence, and it hasn't been changed in meaningful ways. They're just making the best high-end drugs there. And Jasper walks in with his like bag of cash that he got from the print shop to deliver, and fucking Corbell has like an office,
a shitty office
inside the shitty machine shop / drug factory. Isn't the whole point of being a fucking drug kingpin you don't have an office at the fucking factory where you make the drugs? Like, I get that you have to show up and make everybody know that like you're in charge and they've got to work hard, but you don't literally have a fucking office where you sit with your laptop looking at like little hand-drawn pictures of stick figures with gigantic tits
His 10 by 10 office with like the 50-year-old desk, a lamp that's like not even working. Corbell, what the fuck?
Like, get your life in order. Are you British? How are you this dumb?
He's like, Jasper, you look at my bag. What's up? He's like, no, I would never. But he totally did. I would
Yeah,
never.
he did. He thought about taking some.
Uh-huh. But I think I know what's in it just by how it feels. And he's like, what do you think it is? I think it's money. Good guess. Opens it up, dumps it out, and he offers him a stack of hundreds. He's like,
He's
you
like,
want
oh,
one?
I don't think I oughta.
Oh, but you should. Come on, do it.
Go
Come
ahead,
on.
take some.
Come on. So he does. And then he's like, hey, you know what? You should probably ask people what they want before they give you money. And he's like, oh yeah, here's your money back. Nope, too late, idiot.
You done took it.
So basically, he wants information on Burton, the Fishers.
Yeah, so everybody's job is to just inform on each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Jasper, most of all.
Yep.
Billy Ann is like, find out from your uncle what's up with the Fishers. And then his uncle is like, find out what's up with the Fishers.
And Jasper's like, oh boy.
Duh, duh, duh. Like, his uncle talks to him like he's a fucking 7-year-old, and he responds in kind. There's nothing about him that seems competent, or even like in no way does he seem like an adult.
No. Mm-mm. We go to Flynn asking Burton.
Wait.
Okay.
So Jasper once again agrees to find out what's up with the Fishers, and he leaves. And the scene ends with Corbell fanning himself with money.
Oh, I missed that.
It's like, oh, we need a button for this scene. We can't just cut to the next thing. No, I think we really need a button. All right. Well, I guess I'll just fan myself with money, and perfect. You're not going to want to use that, but you'll have it in case.
So Flynn is asking Burton about his haptics and what they feel like. And he's like, oh, they're pretty crazy. You got to go through a lot of training to get used to them.
Don't get lost in the merge. It feels like love.
That's right. It's called the haptic drift.
So that's where they got the title.
Oh, shit. So Flynn goes to London, and it's snowing outside.
She logs in. She wakes up in London.
That's right. And it's snowing, and she's like, that's not real snow, is it?
It ain't real, is it?
Flynn's like, nah. And then he turns it off. And he's telling her how he's trying to figure out where the fuck Alita is and what her clue means.
Trying to get into her mindset.
Yeah. And he tells Flynn what the clue is. And she's like,
she instantly figures it out.
Yeah, like, come on. I saw a picture once.
Yeah, we have a picture in my house.
She's just looking around the room looking for more clues. Like
yeah, this is a classic Usual Suspects Kaiser Soze type situation.
Thank you. She's like, what if Snow is a guy's name? And
yeah, what if Kaiser Soze what if we just go to Kaiser Soze's house? Have you thought about that?
Whoa, what? Yeah, so he knows immediately that it's Jon Snow, and so he asks Alexa where he died, and they go there. And that place is a place where she just says, I have arrived, and the brick walls disappear or go to the side.
Yeah, so like from the front, those like parting curtains of bricks look cool, and from the back, it's just like
bullshit.
Like, why did you not have shown us the back? Anyway, they enter, and the place is fucking trashed.
And they're just looking around, and Flynn's like, oh, we have a grandfather clock exactly like that at my house. He's like, wait, exactly? And she's like, yeah, exactly. And
He's like, what time is it stopped to in your time? She's like 2:15. So he winds the hands
and
and
a
a
door
secret door
opens.
opens.
That's right, y'all. And it's the operating medical room thingy that she had her eyeball pulled out and replaced in. And the two peripherals, or the doctors are two peripherals, and they're on the ground because they didn't have their nutrition globes or whatever.
Yeah, they have been collapsed on the ground because they haven't been properly stored.
And they're all wrinkled and gross. It's neat.
Yeah, Wilf takes something from the head so he can like try to track who the operators were.
Mm-hmm.
And Flynn sees something.
What's she see?
It's that white game board thing of her fucking life.
That's right.
And the people in her life.
Mm-hmm,
and she's like, what the fuck? And fair enough, because seriously, what the fuck?
Seriously, it has little people. It's a diorama. It is a white diorama of her life. What?
Yeah.
Because she doesn't live in the White Ridge Mountains.
Yeah.
If it were blue, she'd be like, oh, cool. That's fine.
Yeah. She'd be like, this is correct. But no, everything's white. Just like that fake ass snow. Inform. Oh,
good one. Yeah, nice.
Thanks.
You got it.
So the door explodes. We get no answers about that fucking game board.
No, but Will finds Alita's chip first.
Oh, yeah.
And then they go to leave and the door explodes. And it's Daniel and a robo dude.
Yeah, robo killer, like a ninja dude.
Yeah. Daniel's got his sonic gun that I love so much.
Yeah, that sonic concussive force thing.
Yep.
Dope as hell.
There's fights. There's fighting.
Yeah, bang, boom, whiz,
pow,
bang. And Daniel explains to her she thinks she can just log off or like get killed and that's whatever, game over, no big deal. But trauma leaves a mark.
That's right. And
so anyway, somehow our heroes kick ass and win.
Yeah.
Even though like they've been completely like knocked the fuck down, but they jump back up.
Yeah. And then and then a new robo just like appears out of a chair or something. I don't understand where that second robot came from.
It just like materialized as far as I can tell.
And it's got a katana or something and goes to slice up Flynn. She ducks and it slices Daniel's throat. What? He's dead.
Well, wait, before the robot kills Daniel, Daniel's like, you took something. And she's like, what? And before Daniel can answer, the robot kills him. And Charisse is watching all of this in haptic vision.
Yeah.
And then Flynn shoots the robot with a concussive force gun, like directly at it so that Charisse sees it. And then Charisse is not pleased, and you see her sitting in her like greenhouse chamber surrounded by like all these like plant samples under glass jars.
Yeah. The end.
Yeah, the end. So that was episode 3. And we learned a lot about how I really feel about British people.
That was my favorite conversation I've ever had about British people.
I mean, have you seen their food?
Yeah, shepherd's pie. What the fuck is that? Is that British? I don't know.
You guys know that like World War II is over and you can like do other stuff, right? Like, are you still rationing? Is that what's going on here?
Come on. Josh, I gotta go.
Yeah, listen up, everybody. That's all the time we have for this episode. We got to run. Thanks so much for joining us. We're on fire tonight with Josh and Tressa. We
That's
are
right.
your smoldering pirate hosts.
Oh, yeah. Love it.
Play that funky music, white girl.
Oh, okay. And then I have to push this button. And then I have to go here.